Hello, welcome to the stream. If you're watching after I've live streamed, just going through some old data and having a look what we want to do in 2026. I think the main thing is going to be buying a new camera, which I'll have a look at in a second. Just having a look through some of the old data and seeing what I'm happy with and not happy with. If I want to do any reprocessing of any, using some of the new tools. So look at that. This is one I took. It was a full moon, and we're in the middle of the heat wave as well. So this one a little bit challenging, but I think we've got a nice image out of it still. Pretty good. Let's do plate solve and color calibration. Assumption is I got the color calibration stuff done, and we were in a dual narrowband, I think, at this point. Mono and line, fine. Check. Now, I've been playing around with my streaming settings, so I'm hoping it looks a little bit better. I've got a virtual monitor, so sometimes things pop up on the wrong screen, so I have to drag it across. So bear with me with that one. Looks okay. Do a denoise on it, I think. We've done a background extraction with auto. Give it a bit of a denoise. Now, whenever I'm doing a denoise or sharpening or anything like that, it uses the graphics card. So if you see me stuttering around, that's basically because it's hammering the graphics card to death. The graphics card's also trying to obviously compress for this stream as well. So see how we get on. You're free to drop me a chat if you want to say hi. Got any questions or anything like that? Let me know. Okay, that's the denoise done. Then let's see what the Veralux makes of it. Gonna have to drag things across. I like that. think it's worth trying a star extraction first. Let's try that. So if we go to star processing, StarNet++ star removal, execute that. What we're also going to do is compile a list of targets we want to re-attempt, because the images we've got look brilliant. There's a couple on there already. Even though I like the Horsehead Nebula, I'd like to retry it now. I've got a focuser, because I started the focus. When I took that one, I focused it at the beginning and just left it, so it imaged for, I think it was 5 hours. It didn't really do. It didn't I never refocused it again. So it'd be handy to have a go at that. My M81 and M82 is terrible, so I really need to have a look at that. And I want to have another go at M106 as well, possibly with the SvBony camera. But we will have a look. Okay, now we've removed the stars from that one. Try the Veralux. Live preview. Better. Just looks a bit. I have seen, and I haven't tried to use this yet, this script, which it's have to install some stuff because I haven't used it this first time I'll have used it. But using this for a bit of a denoise, so I'll have a look and see what this one does. I've not used this tool before. That looks quite nice. It has a process that. See what this looks like. So this was taken with the SvBony SC571cc Cooled Camera. It is an exceptionally good camera once you'll work out how to use it properly, because there is a issue with a gain range setting which you have to test and get it to work properly. Which I will do a video on shortly, but I have posted links for it as well. So preview. That's a little bit too much. Background down. think I prefer. Let's save that. Now there's also another script for Star Composer, and I'm not 100% sure what this one does either. So let's have a look. We want the Star Mask Linear, so that's the Star Mask. Starless Stretched, which is that one. What does this do then? Okay, use that to. Interesting. Still getting used to these tools, so some of them are very, very new. I think that's terrible. I'm not happy with this on the side here, but let's just save that as a JPEG and have a look at what that looks like compared to, oops, JPG, is it? Cancel that. Try again. So look what it compares against the original one. This was one quick process we did. Pulled a little bit more out of it, hasn't it? Interesting. It's just some of these bits here I don't like as much, but certainly got more detail out of it. That was pretty good. We might have a large go with that one and try and do a mosaic and get the full east and west Veil nebulas in. So that's something we can have a crack at. In fact, let's make a note of that. Veil Nebula mosaic. Excellent. Okay. What else have we got then? I think Cold War 20 I was pretty happy with. Not happy with that one though. Terrible. Sure, I redid that a bit better. Yeah, that was the decent one I liked. But again, I haven't run this through, rerun it through the Veralux. Let's change the home path. Let's have a look. Get the original final stack. I don't think we had a meridian flip in this, so there's no rotation of in the image. We can plate solve it first. Need that to do the color calibration. I'm tending to use auto background extraction more because the Crackspert has had a tendency to leave some bits around the edges which will look a little bit squiffy in my eyes, but the auto background extraction has been the tool I've been using more for that. But I always do a background extraction before I do color calibration, because the background extraction sometimes change what the color calibration is kind of set to, and sometimes I have this where I can't really determine the best fit for narrowband. I don't know why that is. It is a strange one. Okay, shall we give it a denoise? Crackspert. You can feel free to drop me a message, say hi. Okay. Back to linear. Veralux. Now, I'm only really looking at Veralux. I'm interested to see what the person is like after I've processed it, and what this thing stretches it like. I think that's kind of the main thing. You can see what is going on. I think this has been the biggest complaint people have had with the Veralux one, is mainly how much colour comes out, because sometimes it can seem like a little bit overstretched colour wise. But you have got an option now to adjust how much colour gets added, so you can take it right out, or you can put as much in as you like, really. Let's go back to defaults, the autocalc. No, I've never done a star removal on this one, because I don't think it particularly needs it. I think all the stars look quite well. Oh, I'm saying that, did I? Have I done a star removal in it? Let's have a look. See this bit. Yeah, I've never done a star removal on this one. So look what that looks like. I think I prefer mine. I think I prefer my stretch on it. There's so much noise in it, because I should have taken it all out. Looks pretty good. How well was I collimated? Still a little bit eggy in this corner. Tends to be the case with I'm not after perfection in these images. I really am not. It's It's more about getting out there, getting the imaging done, looking at the processing, and at the end of the day, all you want is a pretty picture. Sure if I like that one. Let's just call this Vera and JPEG, because there's a Veralux stretch, and then we can put the comparisons. Yeah, I like that for mine. A lot more stretch out in the middle. Yeah, I think that was one of my first attempts where I did it on a laptop, and the colours always look wrong. For the second attempt on the laptop, this is the version I did on this PC, and that's what the Veralux one comes out like. And I do prefer that one, if I'm honest. I think that one looks better. What do you guys think? Chat, let me know. Okay, and upwards. Art Nebula I was happy with. Horsehead I have redone over the past couple of days. Like yesterday. So I think it's not quite there, because I just don't think there's quite enough colouring. But if we go to generalized hyperbolic, so this has gone through the Veralux process, the same as what I've just been doing with those two. Just think need a little bit of colour. So let's just duration stretch. I think that looks better. I like that. Do look a bit of this light in this corner, but I think the moon was out as well, so having issues. And I've tried to redo this one recently, but the full moon was just terrible. So let's just replace that one. And if we look at the different images, what we've got, that's the reprocess. So that was my original go at processing it. Isn't terrible. Between the auto stretch and the GHS, there wasn't a great deal. I'd kind of like the auto stretch one a little bit more. Yeah, that was just without any stretching on it. But I like that one. I think that's pretty good. Do intend to reprocess that one at some point in time. But what we do want is a new camera. And what I had intended to do at some point this week was to buy a Hypercam 26C. So what I was looking at was buying one of these. I was going to put the order in this week for it as well, but then lo and behold, SvBony, and it's literally only just been posted on their website today. I've now got their own IMX571 base camera. So contemplating this, obviously there isn't a price on it. I have made some inquiries and they have given me a few details, but hoping that I'll be able to get one a little bit cheaper, but we will see. We will see. But yes, they definitely want an IMX571 camera. And astronomy, Nastronomy. He's got one of these currently on test and do look really, really well. Some of the images he's got out of it is excellent. That's obviously one of the recent comets, a couple of star clusters, Heart Nebula. This looks really well. 81 and 82. So yeah, all that looks really, really good. So fingers crossed we will be able to get hold of those. All the main images I've taken have been with this one, the 405cc, which is it's an excellent camera. There's just some things you have to do for testing the. In fact, I don't know if I've got the video I'm going to put together, because I'm going to put together a video so I can show you what the problem is. Let me have a look, see if I've got it. In fact, it won't be on here, it'll be on my other PC, so I'll have to go and grab that at some stage. And then I'll show you what you have to do for the for processing, but sorry for how to select the gain and everything you need to avoid a problem gain range, but I'll sort that video out in the near future. Yeah, this SvBony's IMX571 camera looks interesting. Really, really does. So fingers crossed we'll get hold of one of those very, very shortly. Hoping the price. I want the price to be around this mark, not this mark. If we get it for around this mark, I'll be a happy person. I think my other half would be happy with either way, but you know, can't have everything. Right, so back to imaging, and let's have a look at M81 and 82, because I know I've done some work combining two sets of images to try and get a result out of. Can't remember how I did them. Two 500. Yeah, there shouldn't it? Dates don't make sense on this. I'll have to figure out what I'm doing with my data sometimes, because some of this doesn't make sense. The combined image. Select the folder in Cyril and have a look. none of these because the dates are all wrong. Can't be that one. Could be that one. So there's the sequence. The stacks. Let's have a look. I don't think I've had a go at reprocessing these. Yeah, I think these are the two stacks. Two original, there's two registered. That becomes the final output. Let's open that up. Let's have a look at an auto stretch. Filter I use for these. An auto background extraction. Oh yeah, that's full of donuts. So they didn't do the flats very well on that one. Absolutely full of donuts. Let's do a plate solve. If it will still plate solve here. Full calibration. It was definitely not Narrowband, and it probably was with a UHC filter. And the stretch off in live preview. It's on the background down. This is definitely one we need to revisit. In fact, I started revisiting it already, but the full moon was out and I never liked the output from it. Denoise and maybe before the stretch, but yeah. So I did try revisit this one. So this is not the one I'm looking for. I thought I did another folder with this. There it is. I was going to handle. Put up. Yeah, so this was the auto stretch. If this actually comes out any better, it does, but when I'm processing an image in serial, well, the only thing I'm looking for is an image that looks pretty to me. If it looks pretty, it'll do me fine. I haven't got an issue. The problem I've got with this one is I'm not sure what all this background stuff is. If it's genuine, because it was a full moon, and a lot of this background stuff that comes in, it could be genuine part of the image. However, it's quite possible it isn't, and it's just noise and interference from the moon and so on and so forth. Let's just see if we can denoise it. Try with this one, and then we'll have a go with the Veralux one as well. If you want to join in, I'm just having a quick look through some of my old data and what images I want to read. Try to have a go in 2026. See what we want to have a go at re-imaging and reprocessing. And I'm just throwing some of this data through some of the new processing tools to see what anything comes out like. So this is M81, Galaxy M81 and Cigar Galaxy M82. I'm just having a look to see still very noisy. Go back one. Let's have a look at that Veralux tool. See if this does a different job. Don't know if I like this. Tell you what, let's try, because we've got a number of ways we can try and denoise this image, but to say it was a cooled camera image, I can't remember how sub exposures it was, just looks not so good, doesn't it? Let's try Cosmic Clarity's denoise. Do luminance, let's do eight. See what that comes out like. Outside the forecast was snow, but there isn't any at the minute. Kind of rained a little bit earlier, but nothing much after that. What happens if we run Veralux one on it now? We've got partial denoise in there. Oh, sorry, we've got a denoise in, stellarium. Stellarium. Cosmic Clarity denoise. Let's see what happens if we put this in now. What does that do for us? See what. Still don't know, you know. Let's pop it through this and see if it looks any better. Actually, that is terrible. That is a little bit better than I expected, so I'll lean forward a minute. See what that looks like. Well, it's better than I expected, to be honest. Still think we can do better though. Everyone think I think it needs a bit more colour. It needs colour. Just use that's better, I think. I think this is still definitely one I want to redo because I think we can get better than this. I really do. Yes, buds and the cigar. I can't remember how much imaging time I had on this one. I've tried it a few times and I don't think I'm just getting enough data on it. Light frame's got 191, so it's nearly 3 hours worth. I just think the moon was out this day and it wasn't brilliant. But this, I'm sure the previous image I've done has had this red streak across it as well. I hear the sea stars are pretty good though, to be honest. I guess it's how much imaging time you can get on it, and with the sea star you've unless you print it in EQ mode, otherwise you're going to have field rotation, aren't you? I would think. I mean, for me, I've only been doing astrophotography for about a year and a half, so everything's still a learning curve. But the other thing I'm after is pretty images. So I mean, even though this is kind of pretty, I think we can do better on it. So I think this might be my next target actually. When next time it's clear with no sun, sorry, no moon, and we'll have a bash at redoing it. So I've tried to do it a couple of times, but not to any great rate. And hopefully I might have a new camera as well very soon. We're looking about trying to drop on one of those. One of these. I was literally going to buy one of those this week, but then sort of camera you're looking at? I'm assuming an Astro, a Deep Space Astro one. Cooled Astro DSO camera. Camera I am currently using, get on the right screen, is this one. I think you can get it without any filters or anything. I think it's about 535. And it's an IMX294. Now you'll have loads of people warning you about IMX294s and how it's difficult to process with them, and a few other bits and pieces. And there is a problem game range, but as soon as you stop working out how to avoid that, to measure that game range and avoid it, you're happy. SV535. I mean, if you want to get out, I mean, I don't know if I'd use the SV311. Right, okay. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, yeah. First, what mount have you got for the 70mm? 5. I mean, what you could do is you could get. It's not cooled, well, but neither is the SV311. You could get one of these, which is the got an IMX 585 in it. I've got one of those. It is an excellent camera. But let me go into Cyril to find image. Took with one. So this is one. This is M33 with a SV405cc. That's the colour. I've somewhere. I need to remember where I put this. I took the same one with the 585. And I can't think where I put it. Not there. Yeah, that's one I took with the 585. Astro 5. Yeah, I mean, I personally don't like the air. I mean, this isn't a brilliant image at all. This was taken with into the right page. This was taken with this was taken with not that one. I think they've stopped selling it, you know. Yep, it looks like they've stopped selling it. Anyway, so this was taken with a. No, that all. I haven't. I don't use PixInsight at all. Everything I process is within Cyril. Everything. That is within Cyril. There's a video of me processing that on my channel because it's the first time I played around with Cosmic Clarity, which is shouting and denoise. So yeah, I mean, that picture could be better, definitely could be better, and I do want. It's another one on the list of ones that I want to have a go at reprocessing again. But I need to find my original data for that one, and I cannot remember where it is because I don't think I took it with Nina. I think I took it with Sharpcap. I've got an M33, but that was when I did that one. You can see that it's the there's no chroma corrector or anything on that one. See, my processing is always very quick, very quick, and sometimes I worry myself that I'm kind of doing it wrong because I just seem to process an image 10 minutes. It look, you know, I quite like the look of it. End of story. You know, it's even like with this automatic stretching stuff as well. It seems to be a little bit quicker, and sometimes I think that automatic stretching takes away from your artistic input into it. Yeah, that's one. That's one with a 585, that 705. The best thing about it is it's so bloody cheap. I mean, that 705cc on its own is 231 pounds. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. The other thing about it, it isn't cooled, so it is a bit noisy. But I mean, processing. Let's go to that data itself. 6. Yeah, 585. Right, where's the yeah, let's look at one of the stacks. Let's restack it. Focal reducer for SV503. Have you bought anything from SvBony direct rather than Amazon? Just for the processing without darks. I can see myself moving it in a bit of a jerky fashion. That's just because it's hammering the PC to bits while we do some processing. that's the only amount of. It must be. I must have not got a lot of data on this at all then. So let's have a look at the auto stretch. Yeah, this is terrible data, this one. Let's see what we can do. So, give it a crop, get rid of the stacking artifacts. Let's do background extraction. Nice. There are a couple of shops now selling SvBony stuff, but rather Valley Optics has now started selling selling SvBony kit, but it's not as cheap as if you went to SvBony direct. I think that's the only caveat with it. Because if you go to SvBony direct, it's ridiculously cheap. So let's I want to try and denoise this because there's a lot of noise in that. We'll try Graxpert first, see what that comes out like. If you want to practice processing, if you want me to send you any data, drop me an email. There's an email address in the top of the YouTube, and I can send you a wee transfer of a couple of bits and pieces if you wish. Now this is what I don't like about this one. It brings a lot of noise in the background, but let's give that cosmic clarity denoise as well. See what happens. It's in linear mode. Veralux. Preview. Just drop this down to get rid of some of the background. Yeah. Quite like the look of that. See if we can give it a bit more colour. Still a bit noisy, but there wasn't much data there. You can see my horse head flame. Yeah, my west view is looking over the town centre, near to where I live. Whereas east isn't too bad. So I always try imaging in the east and then follow it over. What a shame, yeah. I'll just remove some green noise from this. I don't think that's bad. I mean, that's with that 705cc. It's noisy because it's a noisy camera because it isn't cooled. But for 200 and I think I got it for just over £200. I don't think that's bad. In fact, let's just save that as M106 reprocess. And I always tend to save as a fit so I can go back in and play with it should I want to, but then I also have a JPEG. So we can show it off if we want to as well. So, Horsehead. This was my first attempt. That one. That was the first image with the Quattro. So I use a Skywatcher Quattro 150B. And the first time, and then with the 405cc. There's no autofocus on this one, and when I got the telescope out, I hadn't even collimated it. So when you look in the corners, the stars are a little eggy, but only a little, and you can't really tell. And I'm not after perfection in these images as long as they look pretty, and that's fine with me. And I had to go at reprocessing this as well, and we got that one, and I actually prefer that one now. I think there's a lot more detail in it because yeah, I prefer that one. Now I did have a go retaking it. In fact, I think I started processing it but never finished. So this is how much the moon affects it. You can see there's quite a lot of noise in this, and the biggest problem with Horsehead is that bugger there, that star, because it is so bright. Let's an extraction. So this is one minute exposures. See, there's a lot of noise in it and stuff. So yeah, it's a nightmare, that star. So I think the original time I was doing 5 minute subframes. So that star was being absolutely obliterated in it, but I don't think it came out as bad. So I don't know. I'm tempted to have another go using that, but because every time I reprocess this one, it just looks a bit. Bleh. Yeah, that's your problem. EQ. Yeah, you're gonna need EQ mode really, because otherwise the field will rotate and it'll give you problems. Let's do a color calibration. Try to pick the right things. 294, and it was VIR filter. It's a very close match, this one. I don't know why these open up on the separate screen, but very close match when it's doing the color calibration. denoise. Give it a sharpen. Let's give it a sharpen. So we've got cosmic clarity sharpening. Tend to do 0.6 and 0.6. Leave that as 3. Do both. Apply that. Yeah, that's one of my plans is to go remote. Go remote and have a look at find a dark site somewhere and get set up. So change car. I used to have a convertible and change that now, so I've got something that I can go away with. But if you're only doing 3-second exposures, it's the number of them. So even though these are 1-minute exposures, I think there's 4 hours worth. So it's the total time you want to kind of look at. That's why if you can get it into EQ mode, then at least you can do 1-minute subs, and then that'll reduce the number of subframes you use. But yeah, it's fun. Okay, let's do a denoise. Shall we do? Let's try a expert denoise. Set the right thing. Yeah, I need to image Bubble Nebula yet. I want to redo M101 again as well. So I'm actually building a list of targets and things that I want to read. What's my plans for 2026? Well, I want to redo M81, M82. I want to redo Horsehead. I want to redo M106. I want to try and do a mosaic at Vale Nebula. See what that comes out like. Let's run this through this one. Secret is to be able to do it and then run inside and then work from there. That's what I do. Just stick that one. That seems to be get rid of some of that noise. And so if it's jerking a bit, it's CPU's processing power is being used while it runs that, so the frame rate might drop. Should recover around now. There we go. That should be back to normal. Sorry about that. Yeah, so all this is just moon. All moonlight. It was absolutely extraordinary. Let's run the stretch tool, see what we can get from it. Yeah, Jupiter's a pain. I've got a very short video of it on my, or I did have. I think I've delisted it. But it's with like five times digital zoom. Oops, I'm always clicking on the wrong bloody thing. There you go. So this is with five times digital zoom, and I think I had a Barlow lens on as well. Can't remember what camera it was. You can make out the banding on it. Yeah, it's a difficult one. Just tiny, absolutely tiny. Anyway, let's get back to processing. What we're doing here. Okay, I mean, I suppose that doesn't look terrible. Just there's a lot of all this stuff which is just that the moon was shockingly. So what else do I want to reprocess? Oh, an image that I haven't really posted, which I did recently, was Iris Nebula. I mean, you want just a decent equatorial mount, but by just make sure, like, practice your processing. Make sure that you really want to get into it, because obviously this hobby isn't cheap. And then think about what mount you want, and pay as much to get a decent one, rather than trying to skimp, because I skimped and it was the wrong thing to do. I originally bought for a mount, and you'll see this if you look through my other videos, but I originally bought one of those. That's what I originally bought, an EQAL 55. And it worked, but there was just so much declination backlash on it. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. So I had two of them. They sent the first one back, which I kind of nearly got right, but it just wasn't 100%. I have got a Pac-Man Nebula. I do need to reprocess that. Pac-Man. That's my Pac-Man. Well, I'm running a Ioptron mount, and I really like it. So after that went back twice, Flo said that I could have a refund and choose something else. So I went with an Ioptron M15, so I bought one of those. And then I also bought a carbon fibre tripod, and I bought a peer extension on it as well. And it's brilliant. Love it to bits. The only thing I wish I'd done is saved a little bit more money, and either gone for one of those. I love mine. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. In fact, well, yeah. So there's a M15, and then there's actually the mount I do want is one of these. Yeah. That's what I do want, because I'm looking at different scopes and maybe a bit of a larger scope. Although I might be able to get away with one sat on this, but the guiding on this has been absolutely tremendous. The guide log. So if I bring up this is the most recent guide log for when I did the last image. And you can see for the entire, you've got an entire 2 hours and 36 minutes here. Got 0.79 guiding. Yeah, there's a bunch of them now, and I don't know. I don't want to risk the money on one to get one that's terrible, because you have different reviews on it, and it's all on step, which is fine. But then people talk about, well, they want to get rid of on step and put on step X on it, and all this, and it seems like a faff. Whereas the hem, I'm used to the ecosystem now, and it's simplicity in itself. So I have, yeah, guidance is definitely one thing to be doing. But yeah, again, you need a man capable of it. But for the mount and control, that's me. This is the mini PC that I use for controlling the rig, and the only thing I need is Ioptron Commander. Should be installed on this thing. If I come for it there. Now obviously the mount isn't connected, but this just sorts everything out. Tried it with the Skywatcher mounts. Have got a separate ASCOM driver and SynScan application, and you have to link them together, and I found that to be problematic. Whereas this, it just connects and it just works. Works brilliant. Guardian, do you mean in declination? Because that's one of the hardest. The declination just always seems to be very tight, and I could never balance. The first one I had, I couldn't balance it. The second one I had was better, but it was still very tight. There are videos knocking about on YouTube of people who have loosened it off, but it doesn't mean taking Allen keys and stuff to and loosening off the bolt which sits under like a paper sticker. They have to peel it off, undo a grub screw in the side, and then undo it slightly, and then re-greased it and tightened it up again. Yeah, it's I just didn't like it. Trying to think who has the video for that. Yeah, I just have you got a lot of deck backlash as well, Guardian? Because that was the problem I had. So, yeah, guidance, it works. I mean, I did get guiding to work on it. It was just the deck backlash was just terrible, and that's why it ended up going back. I ended up getting me Hem 15. Have you seen the new HEQ5R? That's available. Nobody's done a video on one of these yet. I think with all mounts they've got worm gear on, it's just one of the things where you do have to take them apart, unfortunately, and have a fiddle with them. Yeah, I get your point, because when I was told by the supplier about doing it, the problem I had with guiding and everything else is how you connect everything. So with the EQAL55i, obviously there's no handset. You can connect a USB cable to it, but I was connecting to it via Wi-Fi. So I used to have SynScan app on my phone connected to the mount, and then the ASCOM driver would connect to the SynScan app, and then that would connect to the mount. So you have to have both pieces of software running. Now, there is a SynScan app on the PC, but I always found that they didn't like talking to each other for whatever reason. So that was always a pain. So that was always the thing I had. I had with that. You need the ASCOM driver, and then you need the SynScan app as well. But because they're two separate things, it's just didn't like them at all. Whereas with Iaptron, it's one thing. The control software and the ASCOM driver is one combined piece of kit, and it's just so much easier. So much easier. Crazy. Bugaboo? What? I don't know what you are asking there. Oh dear. Anyway, let's have a quick look back at where we are with imaging. So I want to redo my M106. M45 V2, that was the most recent one I did. I posted on my thing for that one. Iris Nebula, I'm happy with that one. Pac-Man, I'm happy with. Soul Nebula, happy with that one as well. Yeah. Okay. Heart Nebula. Will redo it. If I get the 575, I will redo my Heart Nebula because it only just fits into frame, and I didn't mosaic it. But a 571 sensor should just be ever so slightly larger than it. So I will have to redo that one. So let's put that on the list. Heart Nebula with 571 camera. What else we got? M33 I was trying to redo, but I haven't a chance for that one. The triplet I like, but I think I need to reprocess that one. I have to. It's another one I might have to have a look at. What else we got? M101, we got triplet. Yeah, I think processing is a bit that people need to get their head round. I mean, I've built up a sequence of the way I process now, and it's fairly straightforward. I mean, I've got videos on processing. You know, if you want to have a look. If you want some data, send me an email. Your email address is in the top of the YouTube channel stuff, and I will quite happily send you some of the stacked images. I said I wouldn't mind having another go at maybe the 585 camera. Two, so globular cluster. Oh, there's one of these that I really want to have a go at. Oh, yes. I want to have another go at this one. When did I take this one? It was in April as well. Oh, so I first started. Oh, right. So I'm going to redo this one definitely. I remember when I first had a go at this, and it got this really horrible thing around that style, and I didn't understand it. But because it's, I think Jellyfish Nebula, this one, because it's a dual narrowband, I want to have a re-go at this one with the dual narrowband filter. See what we can get. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So I need to remember that one. Name of it. What was the name of it? It was. 443, wasn't it? Yes. So I want to do both of these, IC443 and IC342. So make a note of those. We're going to do that. Have a crack at those later on in the year. Well, very soon, hopefully, as soon as the clouds clear. And there's no moon, hopefully. This one, yeah, this one's same. This one's another one. I just didn't get enough data on it. What camera is? For the majority of these pictures, it's the SvBony 405cc. But I've also, so the camera's currently on. I own an SV705C. This one here. It's an excellent IMX585 base camera. So it's really cheap as well. You know, £231 is a bit of a bargain. And then I also have a 405cc, which is, see that one there. People complain about issues with the 405cc, so the IMX294 sensors. There's a problem gain range. I will do a video. I have got some stuff recorded, I just haven't published the video yet, about how you avoid that. Avoid the problem gain range, so you don't have issues with stacking and flat frames and all that kind of stuff. And then interestingly enough, it's not out yet, but I hope to be getting one of these very, very soon, which is an IMX571 base camera, which is your ASI 2600 MC and or a TubeTech 2600 or a Altair Hypercam 26C. I was going to purchase this week. 535 MC. Do you mean the 533? What do you mean the 585? Cooled cameras does help. The amount of noise you get from a uncooled camera, you need to. It makes processing them tricky. .585. Oh, it's got two sensors in the Pro. 585 and 586. It's interesting. Ah, okay. Yeah, mine's uncooled. So that's that's the 585 I have. Right, Saeed, how's it going? They might miss you. Hey dear. I'm sure I've got two M51s. Yes, yes, all in them, and you can do deep space for that one. Yeah, if you get an ASI Air, you've got to use ZWO cameras, and that's why I don't bother with an ASI Air and I use Nina. It just makes life so much easier. Where's my... That's a strange. That's an M51 with that 705cc. That's that camera. In fact, I might be able to reprocess that very quickly. Yeah, it will. See, better one of that. I've deleted some data. I didn't mean to, but I mean, if you wanted if you wanted a cooled version of the 585, Altair have one, and I think it's 300. Check. $499 for a tech cooled. So if you're wanting a 585 cooled camera, that's not a bad option. $499. Hey Saeed, if you're still here, if you want to email me out, there's my personal email on top of the channel somewhere. Oh, player one cameras. Yeah. So the mono, that's the colour. The player one colour cooled isn't bad at $499 as well. That ain't bad. UHC Pro. How much is that uncooled then? See, the price, that's crazy. The price difference between the uncooled than the cooled. Isn't it a great deal? $395 to $499. It's only another £4. Ah, yeah, this is what I want to redo as well. I didn't like this one. But I can't remember if I had the focuser at this point. I'm betting I didn't. They look a bit bloated, those stars. Yeah, if I took these in March, then yeah. So Galaxy season's coming up again, so we're going to redo a lot of Galaxies. And this looks like a good one to be redoing. In fact, let's have a look in. Open. So in Reader. This image, it's a bunch of galaxies, but I never really finished or got round to processing it properly. I think it's out of focus, and I need to. I'm going to try and redo this one, but it's a cluster of galaxies. If I look into M86. Go that to the framing assistant. Yeah, you see how there's a large cluster of galaxies. We've got M84, M86, and there's a few. There's so many galaxies around here. It's crazy. So I need to redo this particular one with the framing. Maybe even rotate the camera somewhat. Try and get more of them in. Yeah, it's just how many galaxies there is. There's so many galaxies in that image. It's crazy. But like I say, I don't think I had the focuser when I took that one. So I want to redo some of these with the focuser. So that's another one to add to the list of ones to redo. So definitely want to redo this one. We'll add that another one. That'll be M86. We'll just say it's M86 because once I remember what it's pointed at, then you can have a look at that. Yes, I would say an uncooled 585 is worth it if you get a cheap enough one. To be honest, the cooled one of either Player One, yeah, that one. That I don't think that looks too bad. You get more of a chain in. Currently, all my images are all roughly there. That's roughly the rotation, and it just happens that it ends up seems to be the best, like for the stuff I'm doing. So if you look at Horsehead, Narrowband, so that's a frame assistant when this pops up. It's a pretty much, you know, perfect framing for that. That's how I'd do it. So I haven't actually played with the rotation of it, of the camera very much. I mean, obviously don't have a rotator or anything, but yeah, it's just getting the tilt right, isn't it? You need like a tilt adapter, just a tripod with a tilt adapter on it, just to get it in the right position. But yeah, 585 cameras. That's a bit of a bargain at 499. So is the Altair version of it. So my next purchase will be a 571, and I nearly bought one this week, but then saw that, and then so we're still waiting on a price and when they're going to be available in stock. I have had a rough price. It's not terrible. I'm going to see if we can get one early. See what SvBony come back with. Just have a quick look, see if there's anything else we want to have a quick look at. Oh, that's what I was going to do today. I was going to try and reprocess the Rosette Nebula. So what time is it now? 20 past 10. I'll have a quick go at that. Call that a night, I think. Been on for nearly 2 hours now. Let's see what we can see. So yeah, I took this one in January. Yeah, this should be everything. Let's have a look. Auto stretch. It's there, but you can't really see a great deal. Let's get to work with it. I think this is another one I might actually have to retake as well, because it's more of a dual narrowband target, and I haven't imaged this with dual narrowband. So let's do a very quick process on it. And again, this one again isn't. It was a manual focus to start with, and that's the only focus it had. So call connection. What sort of focal length are you working with, Guardian? Is that a driver issue though, or something? Should we run a sharpen or a D? Should we run a sharpen? A sharpen. And do a denoise. Right, 6 and 6. This is probably going to have a bit of a moan or get jittery while it's doing some work. Let me know 110 ED. I'll have a look at that in 1 second. Yeah, it sounds like a hardware issue, that, don't it? Good, let's just process that. Switch off. Yeah, I think we'll have a re-go at this one as well. Add that one to the list of ones to re-image as well. So, yeah, we'll have a re-go at the rosette. Right, I think I'm going to call it there. It's been streaming for nearly 2 hours now. I'm going to have a quick drink and get ready for bed. Unfortunately, it hasn't snowed heavily, so I'm going to have to go to work tomorrow. It's absolutely terrible. Thanks very much for joining, everyone, and I'll hopefully have some videos up soon. Like and subscribe. If you're buying any SvBony products direct from SvBony, I've got some affiliate links in the description. Feel free to use them. I will get a small commission if you buy something through one of those links. Yeah, thanks very much, everyone, and I will see you all later. Yeah, clear skies.